Oh my Lord Jesus, the banks are crashing. President Biden just spoke. The world is falling. Twitter is on fire. What on earth are we gonna do? What's going on, guys? Want to go ahead and make this video real quick, just kind of talking about everything that's going on. All right, so you got a bunch of banks that are crashing right now in pre-market. I got work in 15 minutes, so I'm trying to hurry up and get this video out before I start work. Thankfully, my desk is right here. Okay, so yeah, Biden spoke. To be honest with you guys, Biden didn't really say anything important. Biden, all he did was reiterate what they already said yesterday in the joint letter. You know, the Treasury and all these different departments, the FDIC, they all came out with like this joint statement. And all Biden did was say the exact same things that were in that statement. It was like very pointless. It's like, oh, okay. Like, we didn't really need you to come out and speak. We could have just read the statement because all you did was just repeat what was already said. Like, that was the point of the statement. But anyway, you got a lot of bank stocks that are just getting absolutely positively murder, she wrote. It's a lot of murder, she wrote, happening in the market, okay? So you got First Republic Bank. Seems like it's down 63% at pre-market from what I'm seeing here. Western Alliance is down 69%. Pac West is down 42%. Comerica is down 20%. And then Zion's is down 26%. So you got a lot of still fear and pain happening in the markets. And I think I know why. And I think I just want to kind of go ahead and explain like kind of exactly what's happening, because I know a lot of people are thinking like, oh, wait, the government bailed out the banks. Why is this happening? And we're going to speak more about bailouts later, because I'm here to tell you right now, the government is not bailing out the banks. I don't care what anybody says. That is false. And that's why I say you got to be very careful you get your information from, because there's a lot of false information going on out here. And I'm shocked to see reputable news sources like CNN calling this a bailout. It's not a bailout, but we'll talk about that later. I think the reason why these stocks are selling off, though, is because shareholders are worried, because Biden already made it clear, and also that statement made it clear as well, because again, this is not a bailout. Yes, they are helping depositors. Yes, if you're a depositor, they're going to make sure you get your money back. But you guys got to understand, that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of these startups that if they can't access their money, they're going to fail. They're not failing because their product sucks. They're not failing because they did a bad job or anything. They're failing because the bank they put their money in failed. Like that, like I understand where they're coming from in terms of helping depositors. However, the shareholders who bought stocks or parts of these companies, these banking companies, they're not protected. So in my opinion, I think that's why you're seeing this sell-off happening. I think because shareholders are worried. They're like, okay, well, crap. All this stuff going on with banks, if these other banks have the same thing happen to them, I'm going to lose all my money. So I think that's the reason why the sell-off. I don't think it has anything to do with, oh, if the bank fails or whatever, because the government basically already said that they're going to do what they can to make sure that these banks don't fail. At least more of what happened to Silicon Valley Bank doesn't happen. So that's really just kind of where we're at with it. Okay, here's something else extremely important that we really need to talk about. There's this argument on the internet of whether or not this is a bailout. And I want to go ahead and clarify that, because no, this is not a bailout. The banks are not getting bailed out. I don't know where this bailout talk is coming from. If we look at the actual definition of a bailout, it says that a bailout is when a business, an individual, or a government provides money and or resources, also known as a capital injection, to a failing company. These actions help to prevent the consequences of the businesses, of that business's potential downfall. So to put it simply, a bailout is injected capital that comes from taxpayer money. It comes from us, the taxpayers. However, the press release already said that this would not be funded with taxpayer money. Now, normally, a bailout is something that is done in order to save the bank. However, SVB has already failed. So I'm not understanding how this is a bailout. The bank hasn't been saved. The banks failed. Signature Bank failed. Silicon Valley Bank failed. They're closed, and senior management got fired. So how is that a bailout? The bank is over with. Now, some people, maybe you guys might be making an argument that they're bailing out the rich people. They're bailing out the tech founders and the venture capitalist places and the CEOs of these startup companies. Maybe that's your argument. And if that's your argument, fine. But the traditional definition of a bailout, you guys are all getting it wrong. And I just want to make sure, if you're going to call this a bailout, just please make sure you clarify this. Because remember, we're in the education business. We're trying to educate people on how this stuff works. And you guys are falsely telling people that, oh, they bailed out the banks when the banks are closed. No, how did they bail out the bank when it closed? That's not a bailout. All right, my rant's over. I just want to go ahead and say that. So anyway, that's really my video. Short, straight to the point. I really try to keep these videos short. I don't want to do all this blah, blah, blah talk. I just want to get to the point, let you guys know what's going on, kind of what I think, and just move on. So there you go. Short video. That's what's going on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. All right. I got 5 minutes till I got to get to work, so I got to go. Peace out.